Welcome to the On Deck podcast presented by LineStar. I'm Shannon Sommerville here with Tyler Wiemann, ready to break down your daily fantasy slate for today. We've got 8 games on deck on this Monday, August 22nd. If you're watching us on YouTube, you may be wondering, did Shannon lose a bet or something? Why is she wearing Padres gear? We all know she's a big Yankees fan.
Slowly coming over to the right side.
Well, the answer
the good guys.
is I went to the Padres game on Saturday, and I was just really cold. So
yeah, that's what she says.
I spent $70 on this sweatshirt just to keep me warm. So I figured I have to get my money's worth and wear it more often.
Sure.
The Padres
You're
did
just
win.
slowly coming over to our side.
Padres did win on Saturday, and I saw a Soto bomb, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm a good luck charm. You never know.
I told you if they win, you got to go to every game the rest of the season. So
long.
And you didn't even make it back on Sunday.
Bye, guys. I'll just go to the day games.
Hey,
gotta do what you
gotta do what you gotta do.
All right.
And Padres need those dubs.
So do the Yankees, though. So, hey, maybe it's a reverse thing if I root for the Padres.
But you don't even want to be in New York.
Yankees.
You don't even want to be in New York.
Yeah, it is a little chilly in New York, although not this time of year.
You
So
need
let's
a
take
little
a look
more than a sweatshirt. Sorry.
Let's take a look at our storylines for today. And Scherzer going for career number 200 today. Speaking of the Yankees, against the Yankees for today, so he could get 200, and he would join Justin Verlander as the only active pitchers with 200 plus wins. So that's what's at stake for him tonight against the Yankees. Makes me a little nervous as a Yankees fan. Jordan Montgomery, former Yankee, has a .54 ERA since being traded to the Cardinals.
Don't think that was a good move.
Might be rethinking that decision. Oh, man. Vaughn Grissom, who last week, I think he was our sleeper pick of the day. 3 out of the 5 days.
Yes.
Just some great value on DraftKings. I bet they raised his price, though, by now.
He was also my prop bet pick, but he didn't hit on Friday.
7 multi-hit games through the first 12 games. It was first 12 games. Also, I thought this story was pretty cool. So you may have seen Nate Fisher yesterday in the Mets game. He threw 3 scoreless innings in his MLB debut to help the Mets beat the Phillies yesterday. That's not the story, though. The story is that he hung it up for a little while, went back to his home in Nebraska, and he was a banker. Before
good old finance job.
Trying to find it again. I feel like this is a movie plot. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not quite the Kurt Warner underdog grocery worker story, but it's a solid one. It's a really good one.
So no more Sundays off for him.
Nope.
So
at least for another month.
That's true. And some weather notes to get to for today, if I can find my notes here. So we've got Mets at Yankees. Some afternoon rain should clear by the evening. We've got Cincinnati at Philly. The worst of the rain should be clear by game time as well. And Atlanta at Pittsburgh. Some ill-timed spotty downpours are possible that could cause a delay. So keep an eye on those games if you've got some players that you're playing in daily fantasy. Speaking of daily fantasy, let's get to our chalk report. But before we do, if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Keep up with all the content we have coming out. We've got a lot over the next couple weeks getting ready for football season. So
let
hit
Shannon
that subscribe button.
Let Shannon know how good she looks in that Padres sweatshirt.
It is quite comfortable, I will say that.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at our high-owned guys for today. We're going to start with Tampa Bay lefty Jeffrey Springs. He's going up against the Angels today, so no surprise really with the ownership where it is. 44% on DraftKings, 37% on FanDuel. He's got a 2.52 ERA, 2.26 opponent average, and the Yankees got just 2 hits against him in 5 innings. So he's solid and then has a good matchup in the Angels.
Yes, but the matchup isn't as easy as it's been.
Right.
Our buddy Mike Trout's is
back.
Yep. But Springs has been really good. You talked about how good he was versus the Yankees. He has a 2.2 FIP and a 24% K rate over his last 5. And the combined K rate today, 22.6%. He is facing the Angels, who we have loved to pick on, but Trout is back. So they're not going to be quite as much of a punching bag now. But outside of Ohtani and Trout, the lineup still is kind of meh.
Yeah. Let's take a look at Mets Max Scherzer going for career win number 200 against the Yankees today. And a lot of people on Daily Fantasy are thinking maybe he's going to get it because 38% on DraftKings, 29% ownership on FanDuel. Last time against the Yankees, 7 scoreless with 6 strikeouts. So, do you like this play for today?
You know, I don't love it.
Really?
I don't. He has decent numbers versus New York, 82 plate attempts. They're hitting 219. The reason, reason I don't really love it is the fact that Scherzer hasn't had a ton of upside versus the Yankees. He's been good. He's put his team in position to win, but he hasn't had that K upside. The K rate, 25.6% versus the Yankees in that BVP numbers. And, I mean, he's obviously a great pitcher, but there is some scariness with the underlying data. 52% fly balls. He's allowing a lot of barreled balls. He's a bottom 15% pitcher in barrel balls allowed over the last 30 days. Combined K rate today is 26%, which goes along with what we're seeing as far as his BVP numbers. He's good. He's going to do fine. I just don't see a ceiling game. And at his price, you kind of need more of a ceiling game out of him.
This one's in the Bronx, too.
Yep.
Just saying.
It is. It is.
Dodgers lefty Julio Hurias versus Brewers today, 41% owned on DraftKings and 18% owned on FanDuel. He's got a 2.4 ERA, 2.10 opponent average, has held opponents to 1 run or less in 5 of the last 6 games. Quite simply, he's been dealing.
He has. He's been amazing lately. And Milwaukee is kind of bad versus lefties. 24% K rate, low WOBA, low ISO. Urias 1.7 FIP, 25% K rate over the last 5. He's been in the perfect lineup on DraftKings in 12 of the last 15 starts. He has been really good. Combined K rate 26%, also same as Scherzer, but he's a little bit cheaper. 5-star alert rating, highest projected on LineStar.
All right, so those are going to be your high-owned guys for today. Some guys that are going to be a little bit lower owned, maybe some better leverage. We're going to look at Twins righty Sonny Gray going up against the Rangers today, just 21% owned on DraftKings. He's got a 3.11 ERA, 2.23 opponent average. Last game, just 3 hits and 6 scoreless versus the Royals with 10 strikeouts. Count them. And today going up against the Rangers, you like this as a little leverage option?
I do. So he has a 30% K rate over his last 5 starts. So he has really been striking guys out. That comes along with only a FIP of 3. So he's been good. He's been striking out. Texas offense is kind of meh.
Yeah.
You know, they have games, but they're not a great offense. 5-star alert rating on him, a 26% combined K rate, which is the same as Urias and Scherzer.
Well, that's very favorable.
It is.
Nice little option there.
Yeah.
Marlins righty Edward Cabrera is going up against the A's today, 12% owned on DraftKings. And he's got some great numbers, 1.78 ERA, 1.52 opponent average. Yeah, he hasn't allowed a run in his last 3 starts, and those were against some decent teams, Padres included, Phillies and Cubs. So what do you expect from Cabrera today against the A's, who are a pretty high strikeout team?
Cabrera has been really good lately, and he's come along with a 27% K rate over his last 5 starts. And like we've been talking about literally all year long, Oakland versus righties.
Yep.
So you got to like it. 5-star alert rating, super low implied total for Oakland today. There's some upside with that K percentage too. So I like it.
The next one pains me a little bit as a Yankees fan to see.
Yep.
I'm happy for him, though.
I think this is the 3rd time in a row that he's pitching and we're talking about him.
Cardinals, Jordan Montgomery going up against the Cubbies today. He's 9% owned on DraftKings, and he has allowed 1 run in 16 2/3 since the trade from the Yankees to the Cardinals. I guess that uniform is just doing good things for him. He just didn't, do well with the pinstripes.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals, there's a good chance the Cardinals sought to trade for him because they saw something they can improve on, and it's coming to fruition. And he's been so good with St. Louis. I got to keep going back to the well on this in a plus matchup. 26.4% combined K rate. It's among the highest on the slate. It's right there with Urias and Scherzer we've talked about. The only troubling thing, he's allowed a little bit of hard contact, but I'm not really that worried about it. It is only like a 30% hard contact rate, but he looks great, and I'm going to keep going back.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was great. He was good for the Yankees, but
he's
just taken it to another level.
But his strikeout rate has come up 3 or 4% since that trade. I mean, it is a small sample size, so maybe that goes back down, or maybe something has changed with him. So
it's a good rotation to learn a few things from.
Mm-hmm. Sure is.
Let's take a look at the stack report now, and the high-owned stacks for today. We're first going to look at the Braves because they're going up against Pirates righty Roansy Contreras, who's got a 4.02 ERA, 2.45 opponent average. Now, when I was looking over the past few games, he's not terrible by any means. The Braves are a good offense, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Contreras started the season really good, and he had some really good games, but he's kind of lost that consistency, and he'll have a good game, then get blown up, good game, blown up. And with that being said, the Braves are the highest owned stack, so be aware that he can have good games, but it is the Braves. Braves got to him earlier in the season. They're one of the best offenses in the league. Makes sense to go to him.
How about the Twins going up against Rangers lefty Cole Reagans, who's got a 5.02 ERA, 2.32 opponent average. Now, that's just 3 games, so not a huge sample size with him. Last game against the A's, he did give up 3 earned runs, including 2 homers in 5 innings. So, again, we don't have a lot to go off of with this matchup. But are you going with the field on this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Reagan's allowed 4 home runs in 14 innings, so people are hitting him hard. He has a FIP of over 7.5, so I know you mentioned his ERA is slightly above 5. His FIP is even worse, which means he's probably even pitching worse than his ERA. He's allowing a ton of barrel balls. We have a run total of 4.9, which is among the highest on the slate. There's a lot to like about Minnesota here.
All right. Let's take a look at some low-owned stacks for today, help you find a little bit of leverage for your daily fantasy. First, we're going to look at the Cardinals. They're going up against Cubs lefty Drew Smyly. 3.67 ERA for him and 2.59 opponent average. When you're talking about the Cardinals, though, this is one of the best offenses in the league.
Especially against a lefty. And if St. Louis is low-owned versus the lefties, I'm going to keep going there because they just do it in, game out. Smiley's been decent, but we also know who he is. He's, a vet. He's been in this league for a while. He has blow-up games, and he's in a good position to have a blow-up game today. St. Louis is a crazy 241 ISO versus lefties, and Smiley's allowing 48% fly balls. So that's really not a good combo when you're going against the Cardinals.
Not at all, especially with Nolan Arenado and Goldie.
Yep.
Facing you. All right.
Who we might talk about later.
All right. Tease. That's a tease, folks. Phillies going up against Reds righty Luis Cessa, who's got a 5.5 ERA, 2.76 opponent average. Now, he doesn't go past 2 innings.
Yep.
So this is a bullpen game. And when you're talking about the Reds bullpen, the Reds have the worst bullpen in Major League Baseball with the highest ERA. So this bodes really well for those Phillies bats.
Yeah, you pretty much gave the rundown for me. It's a bullpen game. Philly's a great offense. Cincinnati's bullpen isn't good, so sign me up to go against that bullpen. The one thing is make sure to check on the weather because this is a game that is in question. All
right, so that's our daily fantasy plays of the day. Make sure to check out LineStarApp.com. That's where we get all of our info for our stack report, and the ownership is super important with your daily fantasy, so check it out, LineStarApp.com. Make sure to get your subscription now before football season starts, which is like a week away. Lock it in right now. It's $19.99. And during football season, it'll go up to $29.99. We've also got some new features coming out that are going to be just really awesome. Super excited about that. So LineStarApp.com, and that's where we're going right now to take a look at our sleeper picks of the day. Our sleeper pick of the day on DraftKings is Albert Pujols in the lineup.
So
Love
hot
to
right
see
now.
that. $2,000
He has been crushing it too.
going up against Drew Smiley. We'll pull up his players
Pretty
card.
sure he may have found the fountain of youth during All-Star break.
Oh, man. He had 2 home runs the other day, put up 34 fantasy points in DraftKings the other day. So
Shout out to Rebecca, who had him to win $230K a couple weeks ago.
Nice. So Smiley is 202nd against righty bats, giving up 1.81 fantasy points per plate appearance. And we're also looking at a top 5% hitter against lefties. You mentioned in our stack report for today how good the Cardinals are against lefties. So definitely liking Pujols today. You kind of alluded to some awesome numbers, and you can kind of see, look at that ISO, those power numbers. He's still got it.
He still got it. Old man still got it.
And yeah, so lots of people liking Pujols today for a great value at $2,000 on DraftKings. Our sleeper pick of the day on FanDuel is going to be Nick Maton going up against Luis Cessa for the Reds. He is $2,000 on FanDuel, so some great value there. Taking a look at his player card, and he put up 13 fantasy points yesterday against the Mets, exceeding his projection there. Also, this is a top 5% hitter versus righty pitchers, 4.87 fantasy points per plate attempt. Certainly like those numbers. And plus, we can look at his stats. He's got a nice average, 273. I always like, he's got 325 average over the last 20 games and great splits, as you can see. So at that price, $2,000, sign me up.
Gotta like it. And in a low-owned stack we like.
Oh, for sure. So make sure to check out all of our projections, including our value plays and our sleeper picks of the day on LineStarApp.com. Now it's time for our home run calls of the day. Who's going yard today on this Monday, August 22nd? Who's it going to be, Tyler?
So our low-owned stack, we have the Cardinals. Our value play, we have the Cardinals. And now a home run play, we have more Cardinals. We're going Paul Goldschmidt for a bomb. Goldie over the last week is hitting 540 with a 500 ISO. And on the season, versus lefties, he's hitting 435 with an 848 slugging. He's absolutely crushing it. And he's going against a pitcher that's giving up 48% fly balls. And we have a poor Cubs bullpen. I'm all in on the Goldie bomb.
Man, he's just been incredible this season.
Yep.
Just so awesome.
Insane. Yeah.
I am going with a Dodgers slugger. I'm going Trey Turner. He's going up against the lefty Eric Lauer today. And Lauer actually has the 3rd highest home run per 9 rate among qualified starters. Then when you look at the righty bat of Turner, he has over a 900 OPS against lefties, just crushes lefties. And in 12 plate attempts against Lauer, he is 5 for 12 with 2 home runs. I'm saying he's making it a 3rd today. Home run for Trey Turner.
Good old Trey bomb, huh?
A Trey bomb. I feel like I need a better Trey. I got to work on that one. Trey bomb.
Yep. I'll take the golden bomb.
That's a good one. Prop bets for today. Remember, you can play along with our prop bets by all you have to do is like, comment, and be subscribed to our channel, and you're automatically entered in to win $60. If Tyler and I both hit our props, that means one lucky commenter will be randomly selected to win that $60 if both of us hit our props. So you can find those props on the Underdog app, and if you haven't already, download it below. New users who deposit at least $10 can get up to $100 match plus 3 free months of LineStar, which is going to be crucial this time of year with football coming up. So really great deal there. All right, prop bets for today. Let's start the week off strong. Tyler, where are you going for your prop bet?
I am going to keep picking on a pitcher, Cole Reagans, under 3.5 Ks. In his short career, he has yet to go over 3 Ks in a single game. Minnesota has a 4.9 implied total, and Reagans is a super low 15% combined K rate today. I don't see him hitting it. I think Minnesota is going to have a good game and knock him out of the game early.
I'm going with Rangers second baseman Ezekiel Duran over 0.5 hits. This is actually minus 140 in the sports book, so getting great value on the Underdog app. If you haven't already, download it. Now, he's hit this in 10 of the last 13 games. Also, this is a righty bat with much better splits versus righties, and you're talking about him going up against a righty in Twin Sonny Gray, who has worse splits against righty bats. So, a good match there. Plus, the Minnesota bullpen just is mediocre average. So, if he doesn't get to Gray, who is a good pitcher, he has another shot against that bullpen that's just mediocre. So, 0.5 hits, that's too low for me.
Too low.
It's a little low-hanging fruit on Underdog that you got to pick, you know?
I like it. My prop is also around minus 140, so there's some value there.
Love when we can find that value on Underdog and just parlay that. Because, hey, parlays are tough, so we got to find the best value to be able to cash those. All right, that's going to do it for today's On Deck podcast.
Go Padres.
This is the only time you'll ever see me in a
LFG
Padres shirt.
That is such a lie. You should have seen how excited she was when she walked into the office this morning.
Brown isn't my color, I don't think.
Comments are going to say otherwise. Comments are going to say they love it.
I think pinstripes are much more like my style. But.
Obviously, you don't like pinstripes. You're in Padres.
Well, let me know in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment below. Good luck today in all your daily fantasy and your prop bets. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.